Welcome back to the Pixelists Podcast, my friends. The podcast about all the nerdy things we love and enjoy. As always, we're your hosts. That's Blake. I'm Will. And today we are here to finally discuss the ending of Worlds Beyond Number. Episode 54?
I think so.
5, somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, just to kind of jump right into it, apologies for this taking so long for us to get out. I think both of us listened to the episode immediately, but we just haven't been able to wrangle together to actually discuss our thoughts on it like normal. But no time like the present. So we wanted to get together and kind of give our final thoughts on this excellent show. And I guess just be waiting until book 2, whenever that is.
This feels like goodbye. I'm just, I'm sure we'll be back in a few years, but it feels like a lot can happen in a few years, We could, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in a few years, but this feels like goodbye to Wizard, Witch, and the Wild One. And I hope that's not the case, though.
Wow, why are you even putting that out into the world, man? You don't think they're going to come back to it?
You're like, why did we start with that? I mean, I don't think there's any intention not to, and I don't even think, I'm not saying it won't happen. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's just safest to approach it from the perspective of goodbye. Because it's think about it, it's probably going to be like 3 or 4 years, right?
I mean, we don't know. I don't think it would be that long, but I mean, we don't know, I guess.
I mean, how long has it been going? Hasn't it been like 3 years?
We looked this up. It's been something like that, because there's, like we were just saying, over 50 episodes, and they do it every other week. So that would be 2 years right there. And I think they've had some breaks. So
yeah, March 1st, 2023. So it's been
like 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
Obviously, you never know what can happen, especially over that length of time. But I at least think they fully intend to come back. But I mean, world gets in your way sometimes, so we'll see. But I'm gonna treat it as a see you later, not a goodbye.
Yeah, we'll see you. It's hags.
Yeah,
we'll see each other again.
I mean, Lou will.
I'm not trying to open as a Debbie Downer. I just was kind of like, I thought I was just casually setting the tone for the episode today. And instead, I guess I killed the vibe.
No, it's fine. But, I think, I can't remember what it was on, but I saw some clip of Lou Wilson being like, oh, we're coming back. Like, he was like, I'll kill Brennan if we don't come back. So, we'll see.
I just had this random thought of him calling him Brendan. And like not knowing, even though playing with him for years,
his best friend, yeah,
it's Brendan, right?
That Brendan guy, I'll get him.
Then that makes me think we just need to call him Brennan Lee Mulligan and just see who gets mad in the comments.
It's actually a little engagement trick, I guess, right there.
Yeah, actually, that is a legit engagement trick, and not. Sometimes I say something that I think is kind of insightful, and then like afterwards, it's like, yeah, we all know, like we know that's a thing. So, apologies if I'm the latest one to figure it out. But I was on like a marketing call with this guy who, just being kind of candid, he's kind of douchey, and he was saying, how do you get clicks and things like that, and he was like, yeah, you got to purposely say things the wrong way or write things the wrong way. Because nothing feeds the algorithm like mad people correcting you.
True.
And I was like, okay, guy, you have a point, but I still don't really like you.
Yeah, he's weaponizing it. But yeah, I don't remember what the saying is, but it's like the quickest way to get an answer is not to ask; it's to post the wrong.
Yeah,
the wrong
that
thing.
That is called something. Yeah, you're right. But anyway, I feel like we've done this like 3 times where we've been like, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, it's good to be back.
Well, we've been in a weird, post-critical role, post Worlds Beyond at this point.
Yeah, true. and I had a baby. You've grown a massive beard. We're both going through something.
That's right. That's right.
But just for people who check out the channel, follow long term. So today will be kind of our wrap up of Worlds Beyond Number. We will have, if you watch Critical Role, we'll have a Critical Role, what to expect, kind of our final thoughts and predictions for the opening ep on Thursday. Kind of crazy. And then we haven't nailed down the day. I think we've tentatively said Tuesdays, but I think Tuesdays we'll have our Critical Role discussion video. So we'll be back to our normally scheduled programming, I guess.
Yeah.
For those who've missed us week to week, and for those who haven't missed us, okay,
we turn our nose at you.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to have something regular going again, especially after Worlds ended. That was kind of our only thing clutching onto after C3. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Blake mentioned, this is just going to be kind of our final thoughts on this book 1 of The Wizard, the Witch, and the Wild One. We didn't fully hash this out, but probably like we usually do like recap and stuff, but I don't know if we're doing that for this.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I guess we could like cleverly be like, we're not going to recap because you need to watch the finale.
There you go.
But really, it's because it's been like a month now.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So. But
the finer details have lost me, but I did find some of my notes. I had told Blake I lost all my notes, but I found some of them. So.
Okay. Well, diving in, I guess, to episode 54 and just general reactions. Let's start with maybe like high level thoughts on how book 1 has ended. What'd you think of the episode? And most importantly, were you satisfied?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought, we just kind of jumped right into it with this battle with steel. And I loved how every piece of that went. Something we long talked about of like, how could they possibly, like, is this going to a climax of them fighting steel? Like, she's presumably level 20, if not beyond, and they're like level 3, right? Or what they might be like 4 or 5 now, but
they're 5, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was so cool. Everyone's moments were so great. Like one, Steel was just such an intimidating presence and like could have easily killed them. So I thought Brennan did a really cool job of like making that encounter interesting. And also just the realization, like, I think it was Lou Ursulon kind of looking to Suvi of like, are we fighting or running? And she's like, we are running. But I loved like the counter spell and the way that Aabria described it. And then of course, Ame counterspelling through the fox. Like it was really great encounter that I think served as a great climax, even given the insane like mechanical disparity. So I loved it. And then post that, it was kind of a out of the fire into the fray a little bit, not in terms of like threatening presence, but just like, oh, this is our one chance to save Ghost. Like I knew they wanted to do that, but I didn't expect that. Like in the moment, I was like, they got to get out of here. Like Steel basically just killed them, and it's like, no, this is our like one chance. Like let's go for it. So I love that little rescue mission. Super dark, given what they were doing there. I'm sure we'll talk about it. But then, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really satisfying conclusion to the book, because we did have kind of our conflict, we had our triumph, but most importantly, we have like all of these things looming like next to look forward to, in like the 35 epilogues we got. So, yeah, the episode in a vacuum I loved, and book 1 I loved. So I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
What about you, my friend?
I felt the same way. No, I loved it. I really loved it. I love that, the players led this, but Brennan allowed it also. They were given an important win in getting Ghost. And I liked how this was kind of like the last leftover Arc 1 or Arc 2 plot thread that they hadn't quite, wrapped up, but they knew they wanted to, and they had mentioned they wanted to.
Yeah.
So I love that they were able to do that. I love that they were able to rescue Ghost. And yeah, I mean, I definitely we left it with so many things looming. I think I would have liked closure isn't the right word because I didn't feel dissatisfied that there wasn't closure, but it left me in a position of like, oh man, I don't know if I can wait. I don't know if I can wait 3 years. Brennan Lee Mulligan, I wish you had just not made it so good with like potential plot threads. You know, maybe you could have just killed off everybody and would have been like, hey, if we never come back, it's good. But maybe they can. But now I'm just like, oh man, I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
So not a bad thing at all. But overall, I love the episode. Them getting away from Steel, I wanted to ask you, did you feel like Steel, I won't say allowed them to leave, but being a level 20 plus wizard seems like could have easily, you know, power word killed one of them. And I think actually there was something that was casted. I can't remember. But part of me kind of felt like, you know, in theme of Steel and the Citadel of like ego and pride, that I wonder if there's part of Steel that thinks, I'm not going to kill Suvi because I can still fix Suvi. You know, she's still like not accepting that her plan failed.
Yeah.
So I wonder if some of that was maybe in place too. I'm not sure, but
well, I would definitely agree that she wouldn't have killed Suvi, but
she definitely probably would have. I think she even said something right to Ursulon or Ame about either killing them or like, you know, you're done.
Yeah, so I mean, who knows behind the screen what's going on in Brennan's mind? Like, I do think he would have killed characters there, but like, was any part of him just gonna let them get away? Like, maybe, but I didn't feel that. Like, I don't think he pulled punches in terms of like I think he would have killed Ame and Ursulon. I think he tried to a couple times, but we got to remember this is like a Steel with 2 levels of exhaustion. You know, counterspelled successfully twice. That I think I can't remember exactly what Brennan said, but that like first spell, I think it was the one Suvi counterspelled, was like Disjunction, like the same one from Calamity, the one that just destroys like all spellcraft. And he's saying like if that had gone off, which it would have had she not counterspelled it, like a lot of bad things would have happened there. Like the fox would have just died because the magic that bound him would have been gone. Like all of her magical items, I think would have. I don't remember exactly, but so to answer your question, yes and no. Like I didn't feel any type of way about it. I felt like they did.
Yeah. Well, and let me be clear. I don't. What I'm not saying. This is purely like a lore point of view conversation. This is not a. I'm not implying that Brennan pulled punches and you know, oops, I rolled a 1 again. That's the 3rd in the row. You know, I don't mean anything like that. Like you know, board wise, I more just mean like purely character point of view. You know, we saw Steel angry, but certainly not house destroying, full fury, you know, warrior of the Citadel that probably could have, you know, I mean, she tried to, right? But character wise, I wondered if she was holding back just a little, just believing that she could still control all of this.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah. In that case, I think definitely with Suvi, because you know, I think she just thinks that modify memory spell will put everything back in a nice little box. Just terrifying. That's what she's been doing, I guess.
Yeah, messed up for sure. And we got some good, you know, breadcrumbs after everything wrapped up. You know, because I was wondering like what's keeping the Citadel from just going to the cottage and just like we're just gonna come arrest you. You know, so having this cool like twisted guardianship of the Man in Black, which I wonder why. It's interesting that I guess it doesn't make sense because I was thinking why would he not want the Citadel to like kill Ame because doesn't that serve his purposes? But it seems like you and I talked about this way early on in the story of, is the heart of the world something tangible? And I don't necessarily think it is, but I do think there is something obtainable, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think there's like a heart buried, what's the Edgar Allan Poe, The Telltale Heart.
Yeah.
I don't think there's something like Grandmother Wren like buried underground. But we know that there's like that like river right under the floorboards, and so it seems like there's something acquirable or manipulated. I don't know what the word is. That the Man in Black wants for himself, rather than just like wanting Ame dead.
Yeah, I agree that I think it's kind of both things, right? Like, again, I don't know if there is like some sort of manipulatable thing, even if it's like a concept, but I think they said that like what's the word? Whatever like her, I can't think of the word. Her realm of power is. I think if she were to die, that would kind of get like dispersed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Actually,
like amongst the others, sort of thing. Not like I don't know, but at the very least, I can't remember it exactly, but didn't he make some comment of like the reason he's doing this is because he will not break his own promise that he made, like to be there 1 year later?
Oh, so you think there's like a weird like, I can't be there 1 year later if there is no there?
Yeah, I think he even said as much. Like he said, I will, like I made a promise and I'm not going to break that promise. That door must be there in a year in order for me to fulfill my promise.
Yeah, I see that now. Okay, yeah. Because I do remember that line before he like, wipes out that Citadel group.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which I was wondering about that too. And I mean, that is a perfectly serviceable explanation for keeping the Citadel away from Ame, but like what, like I do wonder if we remove that, like is there some like witch power that would have like, could she have like moved the cottage? Like, and again, I guess not a solution that we need to look for because the Man in Black is serving as it, but
is John Locke here at the cabin?
Yeah.
Brennan's done such a good job of like this intrigue around like promises and oaths, and I think about there's been a couple of times where Ursulon helped the Man in Black, I guess, pick up his sword, and because he did that, the Man in Black owed him something in return.
Yeah.
And then similarly, towards the end of book 1, when Ursulon meets with Orima to ask for help, and she says like, well, I've already given back, like we're square. And it wasn't just like hey, I already helped you and I don't want to. It was like, no, like the balance is even again.
Yeah. So
Brennan's definitely had this really interesting, I guess, play around like words and promises and debts. That I think it seems to be very unique to the spirit realm. So certainly I think you're onto something about him having made a promise, there being something around if you can't fulfill it, whether it's your fault or not.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's just a bad omen there.
Bad juju, yeah.
Yeah. I almost said bad juju, and then I suddenly had like a cultural moment of like, is that still acceptable?
Oh, is that problematic?
I don't know. All of a sudden, I was like, is that okay?
My bad. If so,
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's fine. You just never know.
Yeah. True.
So we're a forward.
I mean, most things are, honestly, it probably is. But yeah. That was so. Well, I guess before we get into the other epilogues, one moment I really loved from the battle, as it were, was one when Ame first showed up and like cursed Steel because of like the wrongs she had done or whatever, and it was like the curse of like truth telling, but like which I thought was a really cool moment, like Steel being forced to only tell the truth from now on, but then it failed because Steel successfully saved against it, and I was like, oh, like that would have been such a cool like recompense for the evil Steel had done to Ame. But the way Brennan like described the failure was so cool. I was like, okay, wow, like I'm not even sad anymore because like he twisted that into something so meaningful, which it's been so long I can't remember it, but like the detail of it. But essentially it was that like steel no longer exists in a world with truth. Like so she cannot fulfill that curse for that reason. Like she's had to do so many mental gymnastics in order to like do what she's doing that like truth is not a thing for her anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, wow, what a cool way to like twist failure into something like really narratively awesome.
I'm mad about it. I'm like, okay, guy, you got to just keep, flexing those DM chops. He's just so good at taking. That's always just been so great about Brennan.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Brendan as a joke. So what's so great about him is that he's so good at taking these like seemingly insignificant moments and it just builds.
Yeah.
It gives just a nice little taste of additional lore and just reveal and intrigue and he's a great DM where like, yeah, you fail and you're not mad about it.
Right.
You're just like, oh, cool, yeah. So, for sure.
Sorry, my camera's just freaked out on our thing, but I think it's better now.
Oh yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, no worries. What were the other like epilogues? I'm trying to remember now. There was a few of them.
Yeah, I got them written down. Hold on. So there were 7, I think.
Yeah, there was quite a few, wasn't there?
I don't think these are in order necessarily, but I wrote them down. So there was the Opalfind one where like Orima and Naram approach the King in Black, but he's not there. Opalfind is there. The spirit they freed.
Yeah, that was the gargoyle, right?
Yeah, the one that like sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
In the painting. The one Ursulon almost freed.
1 second.
Yeah. But just for the benefit of everyone else, that's the one where Orima and Naram show up. And then it's revealed that Suvi's familiars are part of that crew now. And the spider spirit, his name escapes me right now. The one yeah, you're fine. The one that was in control of the Kassoff collection, what was his name?
Yes, the spider.
Yeah. But he was basically like subjugated now and their servant.
Yeah. And I think I'm mixing up things too, because also Moro, he's not in this epilogue. He was in a different one.
I think he was just in the episode.
He like sees Ame, he like helps Ame and Ursulon, right?
Yeah, he like helps them travel. I wanted to talk to you about that because like so Moro, who was trapped at the bottom of the sea with Naram, he was all like barnacle-y and stuff, they said. Like so I was wondering like did he transform into a spirit, or is he just like is he still human but he's just been like transformed by that weird experience? I didn't exactly know what to make of it.
I think it's probably something in between.
Yeah.
But there I thought there was real beauty in that of like this guy who was so detestable is kind of like semi-redeemed. And I think he says sorry too, or there's sort of this cool implication of Naram visiting him. I think maybe he even said as much. And wearing him down, which I loved that. I thought that was a great nod from Brennan.
Yeah, me too.
But I didn't mean to transition to that. I was going to say with Opalfind, I'm trying to be like, what was the implication around that? Like, why was the Man in Black not there? There was some like weird energy around. They were like, oh, where is the Man in Black?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we know, but it was just that like he's doing something, so I'm in charge. He put me in charge to handle this stuff, type of thing.
Yeah,
I think the intrigue. Well, I think really it was to show us that like now Suvi's familiars are working with the Man in Black, like they're part of that crew, and that Opalfind is directly tied to them now, and that what kind of the mystery of like what's so important that the Man in Black's not here. But I mean, maybe it's that he was guarding Ame's cottage. I just thought of that, but maybe I don't know. Maybe unrelated.
And if I recall correctly, maybe it was even like an outright prophecy, but there's no situation where like Suvi, Ame, and Ursulon join the Man in Black, right? Because isn't there like some prophecy around Ursulon and Ame have to die?
Yeah, I don't.
Like
Yeah,
something to
I don't know
that
if it.
effect?
I don't know if it's a prophecy necessarily.
Yeah,
The only
okay.
reason I'm making that distinction is because we do seemingly have like real prophecies, but I think this was
Yeah.
more of like the Man in Black said he like part of his plan is to kill Suvi and Ame, and so Ursulon was like, well, I'm not on board for that.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, okay. Point, but whatever the verbatim, whatever it
Yeah,
was. Point being, it's not like, okay, well now we're anti-Citadel, let's just join up. Like there's still this very big looming
yeah,
issue that the Man in Black has around
yeah.
Suvi and Ame. Okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's right.
conceivably, like maybe he originally said that because Suvi was very pro Citadel and
Right.
and Ame was a witch that was getting in the way of the unanimity of the council.
Yeah,
And maybe if like both of them are like, hey, actually we're on board, like maybe they could come together, but I don't see that actually happening. They even I can't remember if it was in the fireside chat or what, but that was even spoken about on like a timing situation. Like had their first encounter, had Ursulon's encounter with the Man in Black happened now, maybe they all would have teamed up, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cool.
So the Opalfind was one. There was another one at Reimer's Bay with all of the Grenault children, with Will Gallows making the cameo appearance.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that
For some reason.
the epilogue or?
I don't remember that epilogue at all.
Oh really, bro? Did you? There were like 7. Did you just like cut it off?
Well, now I'm like, I don't remember this at all. Maybe I missed it. Let's see if I have any time remaining on the app.
Essentially, it was just like a quick scene of like those Grenault children, and somebody mentioned, I guess them arriving. They mentioned like, oh, we were saved by Ame and the strongest man in Silbury. And then Will Gallows like peeks up. He says, "Did you just say the strongest man in Silbury?" And so like the connection being that Will Gallows is part of the resistance, I guess, and that maybe they might have a little team up.
Let's see here.
So it was really cool to see him again.
Okay, what were the other ones?
There was one with Yorin where we basically saw him backed into a corner, but then he gets saved by Hakeya.
Yes.
And he's, I guess, probably teaming up with them, I would imagine. Which kind of puts him at odds with Suvi, at least in one respect. Things are very complicated, not black and white. Then there was one with Indri, the Witch of the Wind and Stars, where she talked about having not received a gift from Ame yet, which I'm a little cloudy on this, but I think it's because Ame stole that stuff from her, right? And like the kind of like promise in that was like, oh, I will give you something in return. Yeah. And she still hasn't. And there's like a time frame on that. So if Ame doesn't like make that right in a certain amount of time, then I guess by some witchy or magical power, like that's not going to be good for Ame.
Yeah.
Then there was the Man in the Black protecting the cottage, which we already talked about. And then there was the one with Ursulon's dad. You saw that one, right?
That one doesn't ring a bell either. I'm
Bro,
looking
you
at
didn't
the
see
app.
that one?
I have 2 minutes left on it, so and I know I listened to it twice.
Bro,
so.
that's the craziest one.
Well, tell me what was that one? Just to make sure that our listeners remember it.
So Ursulon, or wait. Maybe I might be confusing maybe this happened in the episode now that I'm thinking about it.
I do remember something about the Great Bear.
Okay, maybe this wasn't an epilogue, but Ursulon.
Let's be clear, dude. I had a baby, and I get 4 hours of sleep a night.
So Ursulon escorts his sister to the other side, right?
Yes.
Did that happened in episode?
Yes.
Or was that an epilogue?
No, I think that was in the episode.
Okay.
Yeah, where he like takes her. They like go out to like the special grove or whatever, and it's just like her place to like. It was very nostalgic of the end of The Good Place for me.
I can see that.
But anyway, continue.
But so I think I think I'm maybe remembering now, but so yeah, I think this happened in the episode, and then Ursulon sees his father and speaks with him, right?
Yes.
Because it's the path she didn't go down, and so the
Hmm.
Great Bear looks, and he's like, "That's my son."
Hmm.
And so they have this talk, and Ursulon basically fills him in. Or remember, he removes Ursulon's way shadowedness,
Mm.
and is like,
Yeah,
"You
and
you
basically
can
says you
step
can
through
come
the
home.
door." Yeah.
Yeah, and Ursulon's like, not yet.
And Lou hits him with the Uno reverse, and he's like, "Father,
Yeah.
you step through the door to
Yes.
help me in my mission." And he rolls that
Yeah.
nat 20, dude.
Yes.
That was crazy. So okay, yes, this
I
wasn't
do
an
remember that.
epilogue. But
I
I
love how
think
we're like slowly remembering what actually happened as we talk about it. We're like, and then yes, that's right.
but okay, so but I think there was a quick epilogue that described his dad coming through the door and like taking on his human glamour. Maybe that was just in the episode as well. But for some
I'm gonna
reason, I have it
blame.
written down
I'm
as an
just gonna
epilogue.
blame Taylor Moore and assume that I listened to a version that like wasn't fully uploaded, only because it's happened before.
True.
All of those epilogues are. I remember all of those. I just don't remember the Will Gallows one for whatever reason.
So yeah, and then the final one was our main trio, the main cast approaching the train station.
Mm,
Um, just kind of like the. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that one either.
So like the whole like the secret ticket Ursulon got.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were
Uh-huh.
approaching like to the far roads or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Like they approached. Which the way it worked is it didn't matter where you got, like it didn't matter where you were going. You just needed to board the train like with that magical sigil. So
Yeah.
like they walk up to the box office and he's like, "Where are you going? Like where do you need a ticket for?" And Ursulon just says like anywhere, and like that's where it ends.
I wonder if Brennan's gonna do like a Marvel like anywhere. That's the name of the capital city of instead of like nowhere from MCU. So, well, thank you for educating me on these excellent moments.
Yeah, they kept going, man. I was surprised, which I was happy because I didn't want it to end. So each new one was a treat.
Well, let's zoom out and talk about the show as a whole. We've 2.5 years. I don't know. General thoughts, favorite moments. What comes to mind?
Well, general thoughts. I thought it was incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah, like
what was your favorite arc?
What was my what? Sorry.
Favorite arc.
Favorite arc. Oh man, that's tough. I mean, if I think on the top, just in the moment right now, and it's probably recency bias, but I might say this last one. But if I sat and thought about it, maybe my answer would change. But I mean, I've liked them all for different reasons. I don't know. Does one stand out to you?
There's definitely like a recency bias for me where I think about, man, the entirety of this arc. I think this was the longest arc, and just so much happened from like rescuing Silver to where the whole storyline ends is just kind of crazy. But I think like absent from other storylines, it would be that I felt like had an awesome beginning, middle, and end. It would be the coven meeting. I thought that the entirety of that was so the ambience of it, the lore. I mean, I thought they were gonna die. There's just so many great parts there, and then the ending of that arc where they rescue what's her face. They knock her out and take her with them.
Neef.
Neef. Yeah. I mean, all of that, then like the big storm from Indri as she's going after Suvi's ship.
Yeah.
All of it was just insane. So probably like one of my all-time favorite of any story, like that whole, I guess it was like a 10 or 15 episode arc.
Yeah. Agreed.
Really
that
cool.
was great. Yeah. I mean, I liked all of them, and that speaks to the show as a whole being, I think, phenomenal. S tier, as we sometimes classify things.
And I loved all the characters. It's probably silly to say, but I thought Aabria, Erika, and Lou, like each character, I deeply enjoyed. I loved Suvi. That Suvi was an incredible character. Ame, just amazing. Lou, I want to see a win for our boy Ursulon, and I think he got that. I think he it felt like when he got the way shadowed clear and he chose to stay, it almost felt like him taking control of his fate in a way.
Yeah.
And just all three characters are just incredible.
That was such a gorgeous moment and such a great moment to like end the campaign on. Even obviously including the natural 20, but even without it, just like the full circle of that, like this thing he's always wanted. He doesn't anymore. He has more important. I mean, I don't know if I want to phrase it this way or not, but like now, like the honor and the quest he originally sought is indeed like his, like, not because he wants honor and like he wants to complete a quest, but like he wants to help those kids, like he wants to help those spirits, but those things are honorable and it is a quest. And so like he got what he wanted, so much so that he doesn't even want to return anymore. I'm not making this very coherent, but
no, I totally get it. I mean, it's just every character had such meaningful growth over these 50 plus episodes. And again, shout out to Brennan, just taking so many beautiful moments, creating so many beautiful moments. And it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be hard not to have Worlds Beyond and also Taylor Moore. I mean, the music I never thought the music was bad. Like I thought from first arc, I thought it was great.
Agreed.
It only got better. It only got better as the story went on. And so I want to make sure I include Taylor Moore in the praise, but man, it's hard to let go. It's hard to say goodbye.
It's coming back, man. It's coming back. We just gotta wait a while.
Yeah, it just what a beautiful show. I mean, truly. I was talking to Joy about it a couple weeks ago because I was telling her it was over, and she was just asking me about it. She's like, "What'd you think about it?" And I just said, hands down, it was just such a beautiful experience. It really was. That whole cast created something so meaningful.
Yeah.
And I'll miss it on my Tuesday mornings on my drive to work. So
100%. And before we leave that moment in particular, I think these aren't my words. I'm pretty sure probably Brennan said this, but I wrote this down. What a great circle back moment that this story was kind of set off by a knight in a golden pauldron introducing the concept of honor to a bear, and it ended with a knight in a golden pauldron introducing the concept of honor to a bear, but this time Ursulon to his father. So cool. And that, like, as beautiful and incredible as that is only the result of Lou's improv choice and the dice. So like that, I think that just goes to show like how cool this system is for telling a story.
Is there anything you would have changed or anything you wish there had been more of or less of, or anything that comes to mind where it's like, oh, this is the one thing that I hope gets addressed when they come back? Or
there's definitely not anything I would have changed. And that's not to say that everything is perfect, you know what I mean? But like I in terms of like stories and stuff, I try not to ever look at things like that, because it's like, it is what it is. And this is a bit different because it's not like a story that somebody like authored. Like there is all this improv and other people's agency injected into it. But I think that, stories are told the way they are for a reason, and you can dislike or disagree with something, but far be it from me to say like, oh, this would have been better. You know what I mean? So nothing really comes to mind as far as that goes. But in terms of like wanting or like what I hope we might see in season 2 or stuff like that. Slightly different question. I mean, nothing in particular is like, oh, there's this one issue I can't wait to have uncovered, but I just want more of everything, I guess. I guess I would be interested to find out more about Sir Curran and like what's going on there.
Yeah, I almost feel like I wonder if Ursulon feels like that's like the biggest looming remaining part of his quest of, certainly his friends is a big piece, but I think when he told the Great Bear no, I have to imagine Sir Curran was in his mind.
Yeah.
So, well, fantastic show. I mean, I think about some of the most meaningful story-esque things that I've experienced in the last 5 years, and Brennan's now been in charge of both of them. I think of Calamity and now this. And anyway, I'm gonna miss it till it comes back.
That's right.
Or miss it if it doesn't.
Yeah, you gotta stop putting that bad omen out into the world.
So we'll get more Brennan and Aabria on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I hope Erika and Lou guest on the CR campaign, and we have Aabria's story kicking off in January, which I'll definitely check out. So we'll get some of these people back. I mean, we'll get all of them back. Obviously, it's the same crew for the January one, but anyway.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you guys thought about the series and any favorite moments that come to mind, and just drop them in the comments. And as always, feel free to join the Discord. We're not going anywhere. We'll be talking about CR and whatever else in this world of D&D. So you can always check us out there, follow us there, and come be a part of the discussion. So
yeah.
Having said that, go ahead.
I was just gonna add, we've talked about this before. I don't know how much of our audience here is only Worlds Beyond and isn't a critter, but if that is you, this is literally the best possible time to check it out, because campaign 4, brand new campaign starting this week, Thursday, and not only a new campaign but an entirely new world. So you absolutely don't need to know anything about Critical Role. And then on top of that, like Blake mentioned, and I'm sure you already know, Brennan is the GM for this one. Aabria is a player. So it's going to be as hard-coded Worlds Beyond number Dimension 20 as Critical Role as you can get. So not a better time to try it out if you are a Dimension 20 Worlds Beyond only person. So we'll be having a watch party Thursday, and for every episode. So that always happens in the Discord. So come join us.
Thank you guys for being with us for the journey. That's it for Worlds Beyond for now.
Until next time, my friends.
Bye. Bye.